Hello, my student, once again. Thank you so much for those that have subscribed to this YouTube channel. My name is Teacher Bukenya Innocent. Please tell a friend to tell a friend. You're going to be here for a number of times doing a number of items from different examination papers. So we began, we are still on Uneb 2025, the paper which has been just done by our students, and we want to congratulate them still more. So we finished item number 1, we finished item number 2, and today we have come to look at item number 3. Now, item number 3 goes hand in hand with item number 4. That's why for these two items, we are required to only answer one item. And what would we expect from item 3 and 4? That is the theme under this set of two items is data and probability. And what we have under data and probability is data collection and presentation. We have a topic called the graphs. There's a topic called the set theory. There's another topic called the data collection and display. We have matrices and probability. I told you, you may not find all of these topics here, but at least 3 of them will appear. So when you look at this item number 3 that came in Uneb this year, which your first students did, it had something of these topics. And I will still urge you, if you look at the theme data and probability, there are topics you should not miss to look at. Please and please, when you look at data collection and presentation, that is together with data collection and display, please, when you're revising, never leave that activity out. Come and talk about matrices. Don't leave out matrices, please. In the same way, don't leave out set theory. And by the way, one of the cheapest items to pass is this set of items, that is 3 and 4. We are required to answer only one item. But these are the cheapest things. Look at matrices, look at set theory, data collection and display. Things which are just direct. Probability, very direct things. Now, let us read through item number 3 of Uneb 2025. That is UCE this year. Okay, let us read through very slowly. We are beginning. This is item number 3. So we have Elisheba employs 2 workers, Moses and Sarah, to sell soft drinks in a car park while she attends to her wholesale shop. Moses has been given 12 bottles of soda, 15 bottles of juice, and 20 bottles of water for sale. Sarah has been given 12 bottles of juice, 18 bottles of soda, and 15 bottles of water for sale. The price of each bottle of soda, juice, and water is 1,000 shillings, 2,000 shillings, and 500 shillings, respectively. Elisheba needs to arrange the information about the drinks, as well as their respective prices in rows and columns, so that she can easily determine how much money to expect from each worker. Elisheba will be going for shopping tomorrow and has therefore decided to toss 2 similar coins at once as fair way of selecting one of the workers to attend to shop while the other one goes to the park. The workers have agreed that if at least one head appears on top, then Moses will attend to the shop, and if no head appears on top, then Sarah will attend to the shop. Elisheba needs help to determine the worker with the highest chance of being selected to attend to the shop. Now, that was our item number 3. It is very, very important to look and check out in such items and understand what exactly I need, what exactly you need to do, what exact topic you're dealing with. Now, this is something that is very direct. We have been reading through. Look at the information given, very clear. When you look at from here, Moses and Sarah, look at that space there. That's something which is very, Moses has been given 12 bottles of soda, 15 bottles of juice, 20 bottles of water for sale. Sarah has been given 12 bottles of juice. Hope you can see all that data. Very clear. Most of the times, remember, I started by mentioning the topics in this set of items. That is item 3 and 4. A person who has read, who has read and you have really understood what item 3 and 4 has, it is very easy for you to find out which topic you're dealing with. Now, if you look at the topics there, of course, what will come into your mind will be a matrix. Because if Moses has something like 12, has 15, has 20, Sarah has 12, 18, 15, you already see that something like a matrix is already coming in. If it's data collection and display, again, you will see something related to how the data collection, information for data collection is given out and how you can easily find out what it is all about. Likewise, if it comes to matrices, you can easily determine what is in a matrix. Likewise, if it is probability, you can easily find out. That's why I urge you, expose yourself to a number of questions, to a number of items. And that's what we are going to be doing this holiday. We want to expose ourselves to a number of items that by mere inspection, just reading through like this, you're already in the topic. You know, it is very absurd for you to deal with an item without understanding the topic from which it is coming from. Okay, that's the data. So, and another thing here, Elisheba, there is a problem here. You know, when I was teaching you about item number 1, I told you how to find out problems in an item. Elisheba needs help to arrange the information above about the drinks as well as their respective prices in rows and columns so that they can easily determine how much money to expect. The word rows and columns, if you look at this here, rows and columns, that is a clear indication of matrices. Clear indication of matrices. So from there, you can easily determine that we are going to be dealing with the matrices. Then also, another part, the last part here, we discovered that it was a probability, and from there, we can now deal with this item by going to the tasks. Look at the task. Help Elisheba to part A. Organize the information in rows and columns, clearly stating the order of the information you have organized for the drinks and that for the prices respectively. Now look at this. This is something that is a very direct, a very direct question. Organizing the information in rows and what? And column. And clearly stating the order of the information you have organized for the drinks and that for the prices respectively. So if you look at this, you are clearly seeing that, of course, this is a matrix and they want you to express that information in matrix form, and secondly, state the order. Then after, they are telling us, stating the order of the information you have organized for the drinks and that for the prices respectively. In other words, they want an item matrix and a cost matrix. So having read through this, when you have read through your item, you've come to the task, you're finding that rows and columns, those are matrices. Order of the information, order of the matrix for both the item matrix and the cost matrix. So don't you think that this is something that is very free marks? Then part B says, calculate the amount she should expect from each of the workers. Here we shall be applying some manipulation, that is of course matrix multiplication, and we shall be coming up with that. Part C, determine the probability with which the worker with the highest chance will be selected. Hence, name the work to attend the shop. Now for this case here, let us first leave this part of probability. We start begin with the matrix, then we shall come up with the what? With the probability. Then, now having read through that, please I'll urge you, make simple summary. Come up with a small summary. I normally recommend my students from this case to draw a table, because having drawn a table, you will see a matrix just making itself right from there. Draw a table, clearly label your table, indicate these variables inside, then indicate the amounts if you're given, the costs, then everything concerning making a matrix from a table is like you will either twist it, either make it light down, things of such nature. So first step is what? Have a simple summary of drawing a table. So this is what I came up with. You can see here. That is okay. Oh my goodness, we are here. Teacher Kenya Innocent, those are my numbers. You can see, you can even WhatsApp me for any question. So item 3, summary of given information. So in the summary, you're seeing that if you can look at our question here, Moses has been given 12 bottles of soda. So we choose some common items here. We have soda, we have juice, and we have water. Hope you can see. We have soda, we have juice, and water. But it's Moses with some number of bottles. Again, with the Sarah, we have a juice, soda, that means, and water. So we need to have a table that has soda, that has juice, that has water, that has Sarah, that has Moses. Then we feed in their different amounts. Simple as that. So when you get there, hope you can see from what I came up with. When we read that information, you see our summary that we have Moses here. How many bottles of soda is supposed to sell? 12. How many bottles of juice? 15. How many bottles of water? This is soda, juice, and water. What about Sarah? So how many bottles of soda, bottles of juice, and bottles of water? Then costs per bottle. Hope you can see. 1,000. A bottle of soda costs 1,000. A bottle of juice 2,000, and a bottle of water 500. Then let's begin the task. Now, having come up with this table, any kind of matrix they want, you can easily get from there. But without a table, you find you make a lot of errors. But after collecting information in a table, so you can come up with any kind of matrix you want. Part A. So we are saying item matrix for the drinks to be sold by the 2 workers. So item matrix, in other words, I'm not going to talk about prices here, but in this case now, I'm going to be giving only things related with what? With the items. So you can see we have soda, juice, and water. Those are the items. How many bottles of soda is Moses going to sell? 12. What about juice like that? And for Salah, hope you can see. Then we come up with the order. Some people are still getting problems with calculating. We find out the order. This is a mark we should not leave out. You should not leave out this mark. By the way, look at this matrix. I don't know exactly how Uneb is going to reward this or is going to score this, but according to me, that's how I would have scored. This P equals to 1, presentation equals to 1, I would give it for title. Then again here for labeling, you've tried to label. Then A3 for putting collective variables. And then again here for the order. Hope you can see. Item matrix for drinks to be sold by the 2 workers. That's simple title and also a mark. And if someone leaves out that mark, is that really good? Come to the matrix. So, write everything. You've labeled soda, juice, water. What Moses' bottles, put them there. Salah's bottles, put them there. How do we get the order? Please, the order, move like this. First move in this way. Are you seeing? Then after, again, move like that. Then count the columns, because it's rows by columns. So begin by moving from the left to the right, left to right, until when you finish the lines 1, 2. So write 2 by. Then from up from the top to the bottom, 1, 2, 3. I say 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Yeah. So you take rows, then by columns. So that's why I have 2 by 3. Then come and say cost matrix for each bottle of drinks. What are the bottles there? Soda, juice, water. What are their cost? 10,000, 2,000, 500. And give the order 1, 2, 3 by what? By 1. So that is something which is very, very cheap. So please, I urge you, my students, don't leave out that those free. These are cheap marks which you should not leave out. Then part B, let's look at part B of the task. Part B of the task was saying, calculate the amount she should expect from each worker. Of course, these are workers that are selling a certain number of bottles at certain prices. So here, some of you make some of you, if I'm marking and you just manipulate directly, I don't mark, I don't award any score. In fact, I don't mark, I just leave your work there. Because under matrices, you must use matrix manipulations to come up with the responses here. Likewise, for example, look at this. You must use matrix multiplication. By the way, by multiplication, you can get the answers. Someone can say, one person told 12 bottles times which amount? 1,000, gets the money. Another gets the money, like that. But please, and please, I urge you, don't just multiply directly. Use the matrix multiplication. So you can see item matrices, and it is what you call a compatibility. Maybe I didn't just write here the order of the matrix, but they are supposed to be there. Because this is 2 by 3 and 3 by 1. We said that the number of columns in the first matrix must be equal to the number of rows in the second matrix for those two matrices to be compatible for multiplication. So please don't forget that. Maybe with the multiplication I will not go deeper into this, but again you multiply a row by a column. Okay, 12 times 10 plus 15 times 2000 plus 20 times 500. That is on the first row. Second row, 18 times 1000 plus 12 times 2000 plus 15 times 500. But maybe you shall have some lessons about that. So because here I didn't label, but I was supposed at least to put something like here, like Moses and Sarah, so that you don't get confused. So after having made your manipulations, adding them there, so you can come up with your answer and then make your response. We say that you respond according to the task. So say Elisheba should expect 52,000 from Moses and 49,500 from Sarah. So that was our part B of the question. Then in the holidays we shall have some more applications of matrices, and we shall be getting a number of problems to solve under this topic of matrices. Let us go and look at part C, which is a part of probability, and the question says, if you can look at that, the task says, determine the probability with which the worker with the highest chance will be selected, hence name the worker to attend the show. So if you look at that question, we need again to look at something that is very, very important. Issues with the probability, don't just rush through, because probability is all about understanding. There are a lot of hidden things there. They can just tell you one statement. So you need to find out the conditions of the probability you're dealing with. Don't just panic to rush into the probability. Okay? So if you look at this, look at the last paragraph of this question. I think it is where. Elisheba, let us read this together. It says, Elisheba will be going for shopping tomorrow, and he has therefore decided to toss two similar coins at once, as a fair way of selecting one of the workers to attend to the shop, while the other one goes to the park. The workers have agreed that if at least one head appears on top, then Moses will attend to the shop. And if no head appears on top, then Sarah will attend to the shop. Elisheba needs help to determine the worker with the highest chance of being selected. Now, these are two conditions given to different person again. You must know these things. Let us go one by one. Probability with which the worker with the highest chances will be selected. Now that's what because the task says determine the probability with which the worker with the highest chance will be selected, hence name. So we are going to find out of those two conditions for two different again workers. We shall find out which worker has the highest probability than the other. And the one who achieves the higher probability will of course be the one to attend to the to attend to the shop, and we must name that worker. Let's come and say we are looking for, therefore decided to toss two similar coins at once. Now we are looking for the probability space, the sample space here. It tossed two, hope you can see, tossed two similar coins at once as a fair will selecting one of the workers. The workers have agreed that now we want to look at the conditions here. That if at least one head appears on top, then Moses will attend. Now for the condition for Moses' case is that if at least one head appears on top. What about for Sarah? Then we look at for Sarah. And if no head appears on top, then Sarah will attend to the shop. So these are two different conditions applied to two different people. Okay, let us go to my responses and look at how I came up with what I have. I see that probability with which the worker, that's in fact that is the task, then say, but Moses attends if at least one head appears on the top. Hope you can see. I started by picking out the conditions for Moses. Then I picked out also for Sarah. Sarah attends if no head appears on top. Then we are looking for the work with the highest chance of being selected depending on the two different conditions. Then we came up with the stable probability space for tossing two coins. This is very, very important. In probability, if you fail to know the probability space, just know you're done for good. And it's very easy to find. So there are two coins and they are tossed at. You know very well if you have a coin, let's have a coin of 500 shillings. It has a top and has the head and the tail. Then the other side is the Uganda coat of arms. So that is, we have the head and the tail. Then if we toss them together at once, you find out that they will either, both of them will show heads. Remember, one has the head, the other the tail. The other the head and tail. If I just draw them at once, one of them, there is a chance that they will get head and head both. There's also a chance that the first one will bring a head, the other the tail. Another chance will be the first will bring a tail and the other the head. Both of them bring the tail. The tail is on one what? That is tossing those two coins what once. So because we expect all of this, we shall find out that in our sample space you can see something like that. A set of all possible outcomes of the experiment will be, we can expect head, tail, head, or tail on a single toss. Okay, so if you look at NS, which equals to the number of possible outcomes or the size of the sample space, that is what I called the NS. So we expect number of possible outcomes because how many different outcomes do we expect in a single toss. So we have 1, 2, 3, and 4. That's why you have NS equals to 4. That is called the number of possible outcomes, or we can call it the size of the sample space. I came furthermore and said let the event of at least one head appearing on top Look it up. Just remember that is for Moses. So I will say that the event of at least one head appearing on top. Come in our sample space. Okay, look at it. Then find out when is the head. How? Okay, we are saying that the event at least that one head will be appearing on top. There is head here. Head is on top. What about in the second? Head is on top. Where even here one coin can show head. So how many are they? 1, 2, and 3. That's why we have the number of the possible outcomes that one head is on top equaling to 3. The probability that at least one head will appear. Probably now we are coming in the probability issue. After getting the number of possible outcomes, total number of possible outcomes, that's for the sample space, and the number of possible outcomes for one head being on top. So we shall get 3 over the total, which is 3 over 4, giving us 0.75 or 75%. Therefore, that is Moses' probability. Remember, Moses, the one with the condition that one head appears on top. So therefore, probability that Moses will attain for the show is 0.75. Then also, let us go and find out what about Sarah. Sarah, the same thing we shall do. We shall say, let the event that no head appearing on top be Y. And remember, from our sample space, you're seeing that when there is no head on top, here there is, it is only 1. So that means the number of possible outcome there is 1. That's why you say n into y equals 2 to 1. Probability that no head will appear, of course I'll get again the number of possible outcomes that a head will appear on top. That no head will appear over the total number of the sample, the total sample space, or we can, like what you call the total number of possible outcomes. So you can see that you have 1 over 4, so we end up getting 0.25 or 25%, which is now Sarah's condition. Probability that Sarah will attain the shop is 0.25. Now out of the two, the question says the one with the highest chance. And now, in everyone's condition, who is having a higher chance? You're seeing that for Moses, we say that Moses is 0.75 or 75%. And Sarah is 0.25 or 25%. Don't give this or take one figure. We don't want this. But just for your case, I just put it there. So, you find out that Moses is 0.75 and Sarah is 0.25. Of course, Moses is having the higher probability. So will be selected to attend to the shop. So look at my response. I said that Moses will be selected to attend to the shop since he has the highest probability of 0.75. So that's how what we expected. Please, the scoring is mine. I know Uneb will come up with its own, but according to me, that's how I will score that item. So I remain Teacher Kenya Innocent. That is my number. You can even WhatsApp me here for inquiries. For correction, please, I'm subjected to any correction. If there is anything, maybe I miscalculated, maybe I misexplained, you can still comment in the comment section, or you can inbox my WhatsApp. I urge you, please subscribe to this channel, because just know we are going to have much of this work as far as our holiday is concerned. I would love to end here, please, and please, we are going to meet again for item number 4. I'll be waiting for your submission as far as this item is concerned. So let us meet again. Continue to mobilize more students, holiday makers. We are going to be here free of charge. We shall be here enjoying different discussions of mathematics and chemistry, more so for all level, new lower secondary curriculum. Thank you so much. Let us meet again. Bye-bye.